Welcome back to the Overwatch League. LA Gladiators versus Paris Eternal, 1-1 right now. It's been an exciting match. Doa and MonteCristo here, and I think the most interesting thing out of those first two maps has been that we've had one Reinhardt, clearly superior in Ben Best, and one Winston, clearly superior in Roar. So going forward, you know, which of these maps do you think favors these teams now?
Well, I think we may see on point A some more of that Winston play, but it is really dominated by 3-3 on Anubis on point B with the Reinhardt.
True.
So it is going to be interesting. I'd love to see some more strategies here from the Gladiators. I'd love to see them try to mix it up. They do have very large hero pools for their DPS players in Surefour and Hydration, and now's the time to pull them out because you probably aren't really liking your look if you're trying to play a perfect mirror in that Reinhardt, but you've got so many other tricks you can pull out if you're the Gladiators. Why limit yourself to just one thing? And guess what? Who's ready for a classic Anubis A defense?
I know you're going to be happy about this.
I've been advocating this for so long.
I'll give you guys a glimpse into the mind of MonteCristo as we get things started here. Like, whenever we see Anubis, he always yells, "Play Orisa, you cowards," at the screen. They're finally doing it. Gladiators doing a Surefour on that Widowmaker. Pulling him up with the Halt. The Orisa trying to find him that headshot. Can't quite do it. Surefour likes to wave. He's a very friendly guy.
All right, so 5 players in right now. Nico going to be delayed. Coming in late on the Widowmaker. They're running the Moira now, the Paris Eternal, so they can have that extra healing when they're clustered up, and particularly when they get the point.
Yeah,
but Surefour is going to be difficult to stop right now, and we do have Void actually chasing after that Widowmaker, but he's going to get teabagged. He went too deep.
Yeah, that's true. Out of the mech right now, they didn't get the kill. Maybe he has a chance to get back in, but now Paris, if they rush, they might be able to take advantage of the fact that there is no diva on the side of Paris Eternal for all intents and purposes. Just that Bunny Blaster, much less to worry about. They're going to send the orb through with the Moira. Now Nico in the back lines looking for that kill on Void, trying to get hydration now. Surefour taking that Widow battle. Void did get his mech back. That's huge. Meanwhile, supports do go down on each side. Paris Eternal pressuring the point right now. Ben Best swinging away under Roar. Roar getting very, very low hydration. Trying to do damage, but he hasn't been able to really finish anybody off. He's a Junkrat alone right now, and it doesn't look like he's going to have his tire in time to make a difference. Now he's gone, and there goes Void as well. So point A looking pretty Paris favored right now.
I love that defense, Doa, but I don't love the way the Gladiators play it. Void went way too deep trying to deal with the Widowmaker. You can ignore that Widowmaker. All you have to do is take high ground with your Junkrat and your own Widow. Remember, Surefour can just sit behind that Orisa shield. Nico never has that opportunity. So there's really no point to going deep and playing against the Widow. Paris tried to mix it up by throwing that Widow into what would normally be a 3-3 composition, and Gladiator sort of took the bait there.
Yeah, very true. They've got the Coalescence for Hip. A lot more ultimates coming out for Paris right now. It's going to be the tire going into the tiny side room. Can they get anybody? Finds Cruz with it, so that's one. And Gladiators will be able to maybe push Paris back a bit. They're going to dedicate the Coalescence to this Moira ultimate coming in. They're not done yet. They've got the Graviton Surge. They decide that they can just go in without their Lucio right now. They drop the grab. No concern there. Roar a little bit low. Self-destruct does catch Roar. He couldn't get his shield turned around in time. Shaz goes ahead and uses that Transcendence, but it's too late to really benefit the Gladiators at all. And man, Paris just steamrolling this map so far. Gotta watch out for the self-destruct. They do it. Ben Best gets a shield of hit time, and Shaz finds himself in the middle of the Paris team trying to blend in, but it's tough, man. They got different skins going on, you know? The team colors kind of give it away a bit. Paris Eternal absolutely wrecking Gladiators right now. The Hammond is out. It's not looking good for the LA side, though.
It certainly isn't, Doa, and this is the price you pay when you mess up your A defense and have to switch into 3-3.
Yep.
You don't have those ults. And Paris, talk about knowing your limits. Doesn't matter if they lose a player. They still have a massive ult advantage. They are not afraid to take that fight and then win it through at a player down.
Brilliant stuff from Paris Eternal. We'll see what Gladiators can do when we get back. You know, you and I were chatting a little bit during that 30-second break, Monty, and we're like, you know, even though Paris was a man down after losing Cruz, they know that, you know, if this match has shown them anything, they can just walk up on Roar and kill him pretty much at will, it seems like.
The thing is, you don't need a Lucio to fight that. Like, what is Lucio going to do in that circumstance?
He's going to cheer you up like the happy bard he is.
Well, think about it. He already used the speed boost to get them right until into the choke point, right? So there is no real use for the speed boost if you're already fighting on the point itself.
True.
You're losing a very small amount of healing and damage. You know, maybe you can get that big boot, but when they already have all of their ults available, Lucio did his job. So that was actually the best hero the Gladiators could have lost first is their own Lucio, or Paris could have lost first with their own Lucio.
You don't have that soundtrack, though, and to me, that makes the biggest difference. Is the DJ in the mix? If he's not, I guess you can win anyway, but it feels just a little bit worse in your heart.
I mean, the DJ was definitely not in the mix of that fight. It turned out A-okay if you're Paris.
Gladiators on the attack now, going in with the Reinhardt 3-3 themselves. Paris Eternal responding in kind on their defense. Gladiators rotating around the left side, as we often see. Cruz looking for that boop, didn't find the one on Roar he was looking for. Finzi going in anyway, trying to separate Roar, they do it. That is what you're looking for, but Ben Best finds himself a little bit out of position as well. Both Reinhardts down. Now the fight gets a bit interesting, and Gladiators decide that's a fight they just don't want to take.
No, you can't move through that choke point right now against the charged up Zarya. The Matrix isn't going to stop the laser, so basically your D.Va is just going to get demeched in that scenario. You need Roar to be there.
Sure enough, Ben Best scrambling to get back to this defense. Here he is just in time as they try to go onto the bridge here. Now rotating around onto the high ground. Paris ready in that room, firing as they go through the door. Now they're going to wait. They don't want Gladiators to drop on top of them, so they're just giving Gladiators a chance to get on there first. They can always respond.
Yeah, watch out for Soon here, who does have nearly
Cruz.
a Graviton.
Whoa!
Cruz plays it. A little bit risky.
That was good for Gladiators, though. They were ready for that Lucio. They'd had that shield bash locked and loaded. Now the grab comes in. A nice charge from Ben Best onto Roar here. Hydration, trying to keep people alive more on the Gladiator side. There goes Soon. And Paris throwing all their ultimates out right now. Nico with the rally, trying to keep his team in the fight here. Gladiators, though, have the man advantage for the moment. We're waiting for that grab. Paris gonna go ahead and rotate around on the high ground. Oh, Roar. It's okay.
Starting to take this point, though, and now Surefour's the one with the Graviton advantage. Paris being very cautious, knowing that they could get stuck with that. They need Soon to make it back, and he almost has.
Finzi a little bit low. Sound barrier comes in just in time to keep that D.Va in the mech. Surefour's grab gets eaten again, though. Finzi with another big play on that D.Va. Roar comes in with the Earth Shatter. Doesn't hit anybody, though. Void manages to find Cruz, so maybe with Hip and that Transcendence they can respond. Ben Best gets hydration. It's going to be Gladiators, though. D-making Finzi, D-lifing Ben Best. There goes Soon, and finally, LA Gladiators will have the fight they need to finish off point A.
That was a little bit worrisome, but there was one charge, mega charge Zarya at the start of that fight, hit Surefour, and one who was walking back from spawn in Soon.
Yeah.
But Paris does manage to force a lot of those ults out of the Gladiator. Surefour nearly another grab, though, thanks to how much damage that he was dealing in that last fight.
I mean, at the very least, Gladiators are guaranteed to have less time in the time bank now, even if they take both points here. Already below Paris just now.
Ben Best threw out the shatter there.
Oh, Ben Best! He got stunned, got eliminated by the Gladiators immediately, and they're going to storm their way onto point B. They might have less time in the time bank, but it might not be by much.
And those little positional errors, Ben Best was slowing them down with the shatter, but they didn't demech Void, who is the one stunned.
Ben Best tries to go to the Hammond, just ends up like a disco ball dropped from the ceiling of the saddest dance arena
in Paris.
In Paris. That's right, there you go.
The disappointing discotheque, we call it.
Disco disappointment. Disco doom. Here he comes again. Ben Best trying to live longer this time on the Hammond as Gladiators try to finish off point B. Gonna get those kills, though, and this is gonna be the Gladiators. Clean it up as soon as they can remove Cruz from the equation. There he goes. And wow, that's a lot of time being bought by Paris, but Gladiators do take both points. Point B was so fast.
It was very fast. Thanks to Surefour getting that grab again so quickly, and Ben Best trying to stall for a little bit, ends up getting punished and putting Paris in a 5v6 scenario.
That's right, going into extra rounds here on Anubis when we get back. 2-2 on Temple of Anubis. It was a long haul on point A for Gladiators, but they got the job done. That said, still a little bit less time in the time bank for them. They're going to start this off with 416. Paris Eternal a little bit higher on 507. Gladiators on the attack first because of that.
I think Gladiators actually a little bit lucky to get as much time as they have in the time bank right now.
Totally agree, yeah. With as rough as point A was, that was they really made up for it on B. They needed to.
They're going to go for the same attack one more time. They tried to go left, but Paris played the choke better. I assume they're going to try and take right and go the high ground approach again this time.
It's looking that way. That's the way that led them to victory eventually last time. Discord onto Big Goose. You really want to remove that Lucio. Paris Eternal getting really aggressive here right now. Oh, there goes Big with Ben. Yes, he gets him. Man, it's like Duck Hunt, only it's geese.
Damn, I mean, they coming in too with some of these fire strikes, and they're playing very well against the defensive matrix from the Gladiators, waiting till Void doesn't have it available anymore. Means Ben Best already has doubled the ult charge on the Reinhardt compared to Roar.
Yep. Ben Best getting a little bit low, gets healed up though. Cruz looking for the boop, trying to get people off that bridge. He does just that. That's going to force Paris into a position where maybe they can get aggressive onto the Gladiators. Retreat up the stairs, Roar a little bit separated, gets back to his Brigida just in time. Close call, but they keep the Reinhardt alive. Gladiators now regrouping.
I mean, you'll notice the way the Paris is moving. They're just forcing the Gladiators into all these choke points. Now they have to come down this staircase. That's going to be really unpleasant for the Gladiators. Sherfor somehow stays alive, but Hydration is not.
Hydration, they go into the wood chipper, and Paris Eternal just wrecks Gladiators as they come down the stairs. Not even a tick taken by LA.
I mean, Paris is just so good at controlling space.
Oh, Void.
With this composition, Void going to be very sad, as that is a late stagger kill.
That's rough, man. I mean, that's another respawn timer that Gladiators gonna have to wait for. It's another like 8 seconds off the clock. It's tough.
Here we are trying to wait for their diva to come back once again. Paris feeling great because all they had to use was that rally. Should be about 5 ults for Paris, 6 coming in for Gladiators soon, but it's gonna be even enough.
Here we go again. Earthshatter comes in. Do you even need the grab? I don't think so, man. Hydration down already. Roar tries to make up for it with a charge, but Paris is ready, and they are once again looking like they are in firm control of point A.
And Paris is doing a great job of mixing up their looks on defense. They're saying, okay, now we're going to play you for the corner because we know you're going right. We know you're trying to take that high ground.
Yeah.
Guess what? We'll just shatter straight around the corner. Just a trickle of ultimates, one by one from Paris, but they only need 1 per fight to shave even more time off the clock.
I mean, Paris with a major ultimate advantage right now, too. Gladiators, minute 44 on the clock. They got to make something happen big. Nice Zarya shield on Ben Best as he goes down. Roar, shield getting low. Might be eliminated already. Either way, doesn't have a whole lot of HP left. All right, there's a grab, comes in. It's going to be the Transcendence. Can Void get anybody with that self-destruct? The boop comes in, but the sound barrier there just in time. Ben Best responding with a kill onto Big Goose. Damage from Paris and the self-destruct in that fight as well. Cruz keeping Sherfor in the fight too, pooping people back into his team and allowing Paris to get that clean finish to that fight.
Gladiators still opting into this matchup, Doa. They've already spent 3 minutes trying to take point A. They've never really had a convincing ultimate advantage because of how well Paris is playing.
1 minute left for the Gladiators to get any sort of progress on point A. They do not even have a tick yet. They're going to try to go left. This is what they originally didn't want to do. Paris ready to just rotate around for this one.
Oh man, they're playing in this choke again. Don't know what to say about this one. We'll see if they can break through.
Here we go. Rallies coming in on both sides here. Nico low. He gets taken out. That's a 6v5 for the Gladiators. Soon having to back way off low health as well. They lose Nico, and it looks like once again the Gladiators finally getting this one. They're going to be in the grab, but no kills out of that one. I think that's one that Soon is going to want back.
Oh boy, I don't know about that grab, Noah. That's something you'd love to have when Sherfor is going to have it on the next point B attack here.
I mean, that might have actually given Gladiators point B. They are going to get a little bit more time, and without a grab to worry about on the defensive side, the Gladiators can be so aggressive here.
Oh, yes, they can. They charged right on through the choke point. That time, Nico getting caught out, which led to the Paris Eternal getting rolled up as they backed off to the point. And look at the Gladiators coming in now, filled with ultimates.
You got to go for it. You just can't lose Roar. That's the key. you go in and you remember to keep your Reinhardt from dying. The keys to victory for Gladiators to take point B here.
Trying to set up his shatter.
Oh, Big
no!
Goose! Big Goose looking for the big plays, but he gets cooked, and now it's a 5v6 again. Paris, a little bit less to defend. Ben Best drops here, shatter, no kills out of that one. Here comes the self-destructs. Transcendence used on both sides. Now Void tosses his Div ultimate out. They do catch Cruz with it. Lucio out of commission again. Gladiators, it's a brawl. Everybody going different directions. Players dropping left and right, but it is the Gladiators looking for more of those kills. That was a great charge of Ben Best, though. Void does get defected. Now he comes in with the Earth Shatter. Gladiators falling apart at the very end, and they took point A, but they are getting nothing on B.
They are not getting a darn thing, Doa, and now the Gladiators have to decide whether or not they're going back to the Orisa, Junkrat, and Widow defense on A to see if they can full hold. Still a chance for them to win here.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely the play right now because you need to hold strong on A. Might as well go ahead and play for this win.
Wow. We were worried about Paris Eternal going into that point B defense. They lost the Graviton Surge, soon kind of throwing it away at the end of A, but then Gladiators throwing something a bit more valuable away in terms of their main support, Big Goose.
That was rough. Cruz managed to find that elimination while they were trying to rotate around the side of the point. Well played by Cruz.
Yeah.
And let's see what they're going to do. They are, in fact, looks like they're not going to go for that defense. So let me tell you why I like it. So this looks like they're probably going to play for a draw here more than anything else, because eventually you have to believe that Paris is going to figure out a way, considering they've had the superior ult economy management so far, to break through A.
How does that work? How does Hammond bounce like that?
Who knows?
I don't understand. What is it made out of? It looks like metal, but I'm not sure. Void contemplating life.
He's like, this is where I got demeched on point A defense.
I remember this spot. I came back here to conquer my fears. Way to go, Void. That's what you got to do. Soon looking for the shots, going high. Why not fire into the defensive matrix? He's going to swap out, it looks like. A lot of change for Paris coming in. Ooh, Nico over to the Pharah. I like it.
Yep.
Bold. And there is Ben Best on the Hammond. Finzi over on the Sombra. They are really changing things up for this attack here.
So what Paris is confident in is that this is going to work in the next minute or two, and then they're going to get, 3 minutes left to play the 3-3 on the second point.
Yeah. That's the plan anyway. A little bit of time to build up those ultimates. Ben Best goes in on the Hammond. And soon we know how good this guy is on the Tracer. Didn't get to see him play it a whole lot yet this season, but he's got a history with this hero.
Certainly does, and Ian said, I'm going to try and play the point right
Nico.
now. Oh,
Finzi down.
Jazz.
Big pick by Finzi. They get rid of the Zenyatta, and that's going to be, again, the go button for Paris. Now Nico able to free fire a lot easier without having to worry about that orb of discard. Big bounce from Hammond up on the high ground. Nico coming in with the barrage. Gotta watch out for that Zarya. Wait for the defensive matrix to be down. There it is. Oh, Void still has it anyway. Gets a kill, doesn't matter. Nico taken out eventually, but getting rid of the Reinhardt is key. Surefour down as well without that Zarya. Paris Eternal with a big opportunity to finish off A, maybe even a bit quicker than they expected. Nico gets res too, but Cruz pays for it with his life. Soon trying to protect his teammate. Void demeched. Here comes the pulse bomb now. He doesn't even need to save that one, man. Gets hydration with it. Nice pick, and that's going to be Paris taking A.
And there you go, Noah. 3 minutes, nearly 4 for the Paris Eternal. They'll keep Finzi on the Sombra. They'll switch everybody else out, most likely.
Yep.
See if they can win with an EMP or at least force some ults out from the Gladiators. And then they should be very confident of taking that next tick. I love what Paris did, the adjustment that they made.
That's the thing. You only need that one tick. And like you said with Gladiators, they played that 3-3 starting out on the defense so that they would have some ultimates for this.
And by the way, that's why we often see Winston 3-3 defense on point A, because otherwise, if you don't have that mobility, some of these heavy DPS compositions can run circles around you.
Speaking of running circles around the opponent, Finzi waiting in the wings with that EMP. Ben Best down early. They're going to save everything here. Yeah, well, Hip used the Transcendence, actually. All right. Well, they probably would have preferred to save that Zenyatta ultimate, but it's one that builds fairly quickly. They still do have 3 minutes left.
Yeah.
Good start for Gladiators, though.
Not the biggest deal in the world either. They still, like you say, have the EMP. to use in this next engagement that will guarantee for some ults from the Gladiators. You'll notice Shaz has switched over to the Ana due to the fact that Finzy's not playing D.Va on this one, so they can get a lot of value out of the Biotic Grenade, just chucking it down on the point. Getting a lot of extra healing or anti-healing in there as needed. EMP creeping around right now, trying to find
Sneaky Finzy. Roar uses that shatter. Paris not phased by it. They go into the EMP. Hydration down immediately. But crucially, the sound barrier does come out for Gladiators. They have a chance here. They throw out the grab. Can they get anyone with Void Self-Destruct? Not quite. Benbest, though, down to Roar anyway. So Gladiators still getting the kills they need. Oh, and Void eats Soon's grab. Everything working out great for the Gladiators right now.
Why did Soon grab at the end of that fight is the big question.
I don't know, man. It seemed like that one was over for Paris, but he went for it anyway. The draw looking more and more like a real possibility here on Anubis.
Yeah, Shaz threw out the nano boost at the end too. I think he just wanted to use it because he's anticipating Finzy's going to switch back to the D.Va, and that's immediately what's going to happen. Onto the Zenyatta for Shaz right now. Another great reason to play Zen, or to play Ana instead of Zen against that EMP is also you just have better survivability. You're not going to get your shields removed and one clipped by a Sombra. And now Paris Eternal moving around. I bet they wish they had that EMP now. That could have been a game changer.
Well, they've still got Benbest Earthshatter. He's gotten a lot of those done. Reinhardt mind games in full swing. Benbest, ooh, he got kind of boofed. Earthshatter not working out for either Reinhardt, really. Roar down, though. They did manage to get him a little bit up front. Finzy demec'd here. Hip trying to support the push as Paris goes all the way back to spawn here. Shaz down. Hip free-firing into the Gladiators, and maybe they have an opportunity here. Finzy did go down. Paris, though, have the numbers advantage. They only need that one pick. Got to avoid that self-destruct. That's not a problem with it sitting up on the high ground. Grab kind of thrown away. Nobody getting caught by that one. They will take Roar out of the Hammond really quick.
And there's another grab here for Soon, excuse me, Short 4 rather.
Oh, sound barrier now for Gladiators, though. They couldn't pair anything out of the grab, but the sound barrier might do it. And Gladiators, they are turning it around. Wow, Paris. I think Paris getting a little bit desperate here.
Void also had the self-destruct, which allowed him to get his mech back to stall out the point for the rest of the Gladiators to get there. That combined with Roar switching to the Wrecking Ball bought them just enough time to hold on.
Paris with one last attack. Remember, again, they only need one tick. They don't even need to take the point. But Gladiators have eaten up 4 minutes off the time bank. What a defense for these guys. If they can hold here, that'll be incredible. Cruz waiting for it, fighting Lucio to Lucio up on the wall. It's like the Matrix in here. He's nearly got that sound barrier though. Rally comes in. Cruz with the sound barrier. Can he get it off in time? There goes Roar. Oh, they got the Reinhardt. Paris with a chance here. Big opportunity for the Eternal. Now Gladiators outside looking in. Self-destruct comes in, just zoning the rest of LA away from the point. Void has to fly in, uses that self-destruct, inopportune time. Everybody lives, but now the grab comes in on the Gladiator side. Paris weathers the storm, though. Now they need the kills. They're halfway there to that one charge. Roar gets hit. He manages to respawn and charge him just in time. Soon very low, throws out the grab. Void low, there goes Big Goose. Maybe they got a chance, but Roar comes in with another Earthshatter. Are you kidding me? They actually did it. It's a draw. Insane fight at the end, but Gladiators just managed to scrap it out.
If Roar doesn't hit with that charge, I think Paris win that clutch coming out of spawn.
Wow, what a series. Two very even teams. We're coming up with map 4 right after this.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.